Hello, everybody, and welcome to day number 3 of the Clarity with Confidence Challenge. I'm very excited to be here with you today in a topic that is really important. But before I get into today's topic, which is what's missing, I want to talk to you about what we've been talking in the last couple of days. So day 1, it was all about where are you now? Really understanding where is your starting point so we can be very clear, getting a snapshot of all of your life, doing the wheel of life. For those of you who have gone through the process, well done. For those of you who haven't, just go back, look at your emails, and really take the time to really go through what is there. Also, on day number 2, we spoke about self-image, which was yesterday, and how important it is for all of you to really understand that your self-image will determine all of the results that you will get in life. So getting an understanding of how you're seeing yourself today is important, but even more important is going to be to upgrade that self-image, because the more you upgrade your self-image to the same standard of what you want to achieve, the more those results will actually be possible. And with that, that leads us to the topic of today, which is talking all about what's missing. So before we even get into what you want to create, I want you to really focus today on really understanding and taking inventory of not only what 2021 has been for you, but in general, revisiting the events of your life, the biggest achievements and the events that have challenged you the most, as we have spoken in the last couple of days, I am sure might have given you a little bit of an insight as to where are you at now and what is missing from your life. Because one thing I do know for sure is challenges and difficult situations have the ability to show us what we don't want. And even though not all of us are sure what we want to create in 2022, by knowing what we don't want, we will get closer to knowing exactly what you want to achieve. So I would like you to really, for a second, start thinking and go again in a second into your soul and your heart. Just take a couple of deep breaths just to center yourself, to get all the distractions of the day and what is happening today to the side. Center yourself, put your hand and your heart, and take there a couple of deep breaths. And from that place, really listen. What is missing from your life or in your career now? What is it that you're missing? And I'm going to give you the most common answers I hear all the time. It's passion, it's motivation, it's fulfilling. Usually our emotions that we kind of always think that we want more money or more opportunities or more success. But what we want, the reason why we want those things is because of the feeling they will give us. So if you focus for a second on what is that feeling that is missing from your life now, there is a very different way, and I found it's a shortcut to getting that into your life, as opposed to focusing only on the things you want to create, which we will definitely get to that from tomorrow. Don't worry about that. So if you were going to give it a name, what feeling is missing for your life, career, in general of your life? I'm looking here, so I make sure I don't get sidetracked. Now that you have that word, I want to share with you a quote that I really love. And it says, the first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. And it's such a simple statement. Yes, I have found it has given me so much to think about. And I am one, hands up, for being guilty or wanting my things in life to change without being willing to change the way I'm doing things. And I don't know if you remember when you subscribed to this challenge, or that page, I said, if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you don't change the way you're doing things, nothing is going to change. So it's really important that you make a decision that for you, in order to get to that next step, you need to move from where you are at now, and finding and honing in into what is missing is going to help you, and it's going to be the fire that you need in your belly to start moving on that direction. So think of this year. Now let's make it a little bit more specific. Think of 2021 and what it has been for you. For most of us, has been very challenging in many different ways, not only COVID, but family situations, all of the things that you can imagine. I'm not even going to go into it because I will get emotional here. And just think for a second, how has what has happened in 2021 affected your expectations of what 2022 can be for you next year? And I repeat the question, how what has happened in 2021 is affecting the expectations of what can be available for you in 2022. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because I know many of us, me included, have let limiting circumstances or sad circumstances to really downgrade my expectations out of life. And I am one for thinking big, for wanting the best for me and for everybody around me. Yet this year has been so challenging emotionally and in so many other different ways that I have to confess that I kind of like downgraded my roof. Like I started hitting my upper limitations into thinking 2022 is not going to be any good either. And I am here inviting all of you, including me, to really expand again your ability of knowing that you are deserving of all of the good things in life and that you can shoot for the stars. And I know it sounds a little bit cheesy, but the best things in my life personally have happened. And I have been seeing this a lot with my clients when I push me and I push them to remember that the sky is the limit. And when you really allow yourself to dream big, because the worst thing that can happen if it doesn't happen, but the best thing that can happen is that a lot of those things can happen. So if you are finding yourself hitting a roof, a ceiling of expectations, thinking it's not going to be so good, I invite you again to look into that. And sometimes we start feeling small and we start feeling disconnected from our desires is because we are not believing we are worthy of them, or we are not believing they are available to us. Then that is the invitation, that really thinking of what might be you resisting. And sometimes we resist success. Sometimes we actually resist the one thing we want so much. So to say something and to use an example that is kind of like, I think we can all relate to it. At any point in our lives, we might be wanting love, somebody to love in our lives more than anything else. Yet at the same time, we resist the idea getting into a relationship and getting into the process of getting to know somebody again from the beginning and getting to tell your story all over again. So I want you to have that awareness that if there's something you're desiring, but you might be resistant at the same time. And when you want something and you resist it, these opposites, these energies are just going to cancel each other. So then again, the invitation is to think for a second, what might be you resisting? Is it success? Is it love? Is it abundance? Is it life actually been easy for you? And this just leads me to the last topic for today. That is one that is very, very deep. And actually I did last year or at the beginning of this year, a challenge just on that, or it was a masterclass, and I'll drop the link to that masterclass on this link. It's all about powerful mindset. But I wanted to speak about it today just because I want you to understand that all the events of your life, from the moment you were born, and I mentioned this before, until today, have determined the way you see and you act. They are part of your mindset. Our mindset is really just a set of beliefs. Those beliefs, some of them are empowering, some of them are just really stopping us from going to that next level. But when we really get to upgrade those beliefs, when we really get to upgrade that mindset to a strong one that allows us to believe that we first are exactly the way we are meant to be, that we are perfect, that we deserve it all, and that we are, I don't know, whatever you believe in, part of this universe, sons of God, or whatever it is, angels, energy, whatever it is, when you are meant to have it all, everything in your life will shift. So I would like you to really look for a second deep into your heart, into how much, and a score, even a score 1 to 10, powerful mindset. Do you have a powerful mindset? Maybe 10, maybe 8, maybe 5, maybe 3. And I can tell you, upgrading the software in your mind, your mindset will be the number one and probably the only one, or the only tool you need to make sure next year is a better one. So any time spent on upgrading the paradigm, your set of beliefs, how you see yourself and your expectations, how you actually feel worthy of everything that the universe has available for you today, will change it all. And just really even feel it into your heart. Do you feel 100% worthy? I have to say, honestly, I don't. And one of the challenges in my life is that my unworthiness and my lack of confidence is one of the areas that is very strong for me now, but it has been the most challenging, and I go backwards and forwards with it. And it has become an area that I don't master it, obviously, but I have learned so much and I have so many tools. So then again, if this is an area that interests you, I'm going to drop the link to the masterclass on Powerful Mindset, because that's a very well worth one. And now the last thing I want you to reflect on is, if something that you wanted to work this year didn't work the way you wanted it to work, I want you to be honest with yourself. Why do you think that was the case? Say you had a financial goal, you didn't get it. What do you think that didn't work for you? You had an intention of starting a new business and that didn't happen. Why do you think that didn't happen? You had the intention of starting a new relationship and you didn't put yourself out there, or it didn't happen. Why do you think that was? Whatever area of your life, why? Why do you think that happened? And then a follow-up question on that is, what was the lesson on that didn't happen? The reason why you think, what are you learning from it? Because the other thing is, if we get stuck into the victim or the complaining position, we're going to get stuck. Whereas if we start moving through the lesson or the acceptance, or why did I get out of this? Why didn't I do to make it happen? Then we're going to get in a completely different mindset that is going to allow us to start moving forwards closest to where we want to get, especially as we close this year and get ready to start 2022 on the right foot. So tomorrow we're going to be talking all about those intentions and those goals. But today is kind of like really that taking inventory of what 2021 was, and really seeing how the circumstances and the experiences of our life has led us to where we are today, making peace with it, accepting who we are and where we are now. And from this place, we're going to be creating something incredible for next year. I can guarantee you. So I wish you have a fantastic day or night, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a very fun session where we're going to start setting intentions for what we need to create this year to have an amazing 2022. I'll see you tomorrow and have a good day. Bye-bye.